Hey y'all, well, outside pressure checking these radiators, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing is the new one, or the one that we got to replace the one that was in it, has got a bit of a leak to it, and it isn't a leak we can fix. It's actually the core itself that is damaged. I'll show you in a minute here. I've got to I pump it up about 15 pounds. I have a surge tank or an overflow tank or an expansion tank on the back of my headrest. A lot of guys don't run a system like that. It has a 13-pound cap on it, so it won't run more than 13 pounds. I don't fill the bottle all the way up. It's filled about 2/3 of the way, so there's a good 2-3 inches of expansion area for the hot water to expand before it ever builds up enough pressure to pop off and blow stuff out. But 15 pounds, I mean, a radiator should still hold 15 pounds. We aren't even at 10 pounds, and it's pissing out. So let me pump this bad boy up, and I'll bring you over and show you where it's leaking. Of course, the brass plugs, I didn't put any thread tape on the brass fittings to plug it off, but that's not a big deal. I mean, if it's leaking from the fittings, it's no biggie. But here, I'll bring you right in here and show you. Don't really much mind that it's bubbling out from the fittings here, but it's right there in the middle, where it's leaking. Let me see if I can get this thing to sit by itself. And of course, it's not going to want to play along. Let's see if we can get it this way. Now here, we'll get the light right in there. You see right down in there where it's leaking from that bit of the core, one of the tubes, where it goes into that end piece of the core. Right down in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's this one here. If you follow this one straight down, it's leaking there. Yeah, she's leaking pretty good, and that is not. That's not an area you can fix. These cores are, lack of a better terminology, they're sweated together. When you get these things, this is a C&R core. When we get it, all it is the core here and this bit here. Okay, we weld everything else on out here, but it comes with this U-shaped looking end that you weld your cans to, and then the core. So where these tubes from the core go into this end bit, it's got a sweat process, kind of like brazing, I guess, that hold it, but it's all aluminum, that seal it up. And they tell you, when you want to make your own radiator, that if you put too much heat into welding these cans on, you could damage that sweating process, and it'll leak. And so when I built mine and we did Richard's, we'd weld a little bit. We obviously put some spot welds, one here, one there, opposite, and we took wet rags to cool it. And we did stitches. We do a little bit, and then we go over here and do a little bit, and then we let it sit, here, and then here, whatever. But you get the idea. We haven't put this one under pressure yet, to see if it's just leaking, like we said, from this spot here. But I got a feeling it's doing the same thing that this one is. So 8 weeks out, and back to the drawing board. We're gonna have to do something about a radiator. Of course, we haven't done this one yet, so we're not out, not out of the woods. What I got to do is take one of these plugs that are in here and drill it and tap it for 1/8-inch pipe, like these little plugs here, and go ahead and put this fuel line fitting in the middle of one of those. Put them both in here, because this one doesn't have a bleeder on it like that one does. And then we'll go ahead and pump it up, and we'll find out what's going on. But wow, what a bummer. Was really hoping, as I pumped it up and saw the air leaking down, it's now back to 10 pounds. I mean, I just Just picked up this bulb and valve from the medical supply place in town. $6, man. This old gizmo, other than that piece of hose, was from the 60s. Here's the old one. You see it's completely rotten, man. I got this old bad boy from Pop Basha. That was his old pops would use it to do the pop off settings and hold pressures on the old tillets and carbs and stuff, man, back in the day, in them old rotary valves, the old K88s. That thing has been probably, I know they've been to Ontario from Michigan, so it's been all over the country and back, and it would only pump up to about 9 pounds on here, and then I think the air was just leaking right through the rotten rubber. It wouldn't pump up anymore. So I went and sourced one out on the internet. The valve has some wording on it. It's got the original manufacturer on it. So I went and found them, and then found some, a dealer, a medical place. We got a bunch of actually, the place I got it at, different building, different location, but the same company I got my my stocking from for my blood clots. So rock and roll, man. We're doing what we got to do. I mean, silly Robert would have put this thing on and gone out there to go testing, and not have got a few laps, and it would have started pissing out all over me again, and still not have got to do any work on our motor yet. We got that new engine, and we really want to mess around with the numbers. And that's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not going to share no speed secrets with you. But that's it. Here we go. Radiator leaking. Dang it. There's worse things. At least it was a freebie. We didn't pay for it. So we're going to have to do our homework, see what we can find. And if this one's a leaker too, then we're out of business. Well, we'll be in the business or in the market for shopping out a new one, but that's it. Here we go. I'll bring you this test in a while. I may or may not do it today. I don't know, but I'll bring that to you in a while. Godspeed, everybody. Love you. Praying for you. Get those carts. Look, man, you need to get out there in the garage and get working on your cart for just this kind of reason. You could have got hit by a rock the last lap out last year. And there it sits in your garage, a leaker, waiting to ruin your day. So you need to get out, work on your cart, and come on out in April and come test and play with us. Love y'all. We'll talk to you later.